SoundMeFreely.
I've got your back. If you say so. Are you sure? I'll need to ask them to take an oath to leave their old life behind and stay here from now on. If you find any more candidates, bring them here. Very well. I'll do the oath later. Let's just get 'em geared up and ready to fight. Right then. That's enough recruits for now. Ask Esbern about the dragon lairs he's been studying. We'll have the recruits do some hunting with you. Very well. She seems like a fighter to me. I'll give her the oath. I can handle training one more. After that, I think we'll be ready for a little dragon hunting of our own. Very well. He seems like a fighter to me. I'll give him the oath. You want this one to become a blade? You sure? Come on. Show yourself. I'm going to find you. I'll get you. I'm not done yet. Come on! Gods, the pain! You'll pay for this. You're that visitor been poking around. I'm the innkeeper. It's my business to keep track of strangers. We don't get a lot of travelers here in Riverwood. Most of my customers are locals, come here to relax after a hard day's toil. So what's your story? Just here to relax? You look like you could use an ale. If you're staying the night, I've got a free room. Wanderer like you must have quite an appetite. Some food? The war keeps most folks away these days. I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a fresh batch in soon. Did you hear me? The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch. Orgnar. Orgnar. Are you listening? Are you joking? You just rented a room from me. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. What does this look like, the Temple of Mara? No gold, no bed. Word is Ulfric Stormcloak escaped from the Imperials. War is only going to get worse now. They say a dragon attacked Helgen. Sounds like hogwash to me. And you'll take care of it? Wait, let me guess. You'll get to it later. The corn stores are getting low again, Orgnar. You promised me you'd sweep the entranceway. I don't suppose I could convince you to take care of it now, could I? Well, there's something to be said for honesty, I suppose. I should have guessed. It's about your singing. Well, not your singing, your songs, but you know what I'm talking about. Sven, we need to talk. Wonderful. And let's not have this chat again next week. Agreed? I still need you to make a batch of those fried potatoes. We can serve them with the ale. You are going to brew a new batch of ale, right? Like we talked about? What we have's been sitting in that barrel for over a month. Certainly. There's a difference. I survived. Do you ever think about them, Esbern? The others? What? Your heroic tale of locking yourself in the Ratway for years isn't enough? You're right. Sorry to bring it up. I'm not a scholar, Esbern. How many times do I have to tell you? Well, I'm not a scholar of architecture, and that's that. Esbern, if the Empire could even acknowledge the blade's existence, we'd all have reason to celebrate. You there. The Dragonborn wishes to give you the chance to join the lost guardians of Tamriel, the Dragon Slayers, the Blades. Do you wish to become a Blade? Are you willing to trade away all claims and titles of your former life? To live here and devote yourself to protecting Tamriel from danger? Then by my right as acting Grandmaster, I name you a Blade, with all the privileges, rights, and burdens that brings. Godspeed. The Thalmor hunted us down, remember? It wasn't exactly great for recruitment. But we have a headquarters of a sort now. We will rebuild the Blades, someday. Thanks. If you find anyone you think would make a good recruit, I can certainly take a look at them. Remember, though, being a Blade is a lifelong commitment. Their loyalty has to be with us once they're in. The faction that rules the Aldmeri Dominion. The ones who almost destroyed the Empire during the Great War 30 years back. There's no worse enemy to humankind in Tamriel. The Empire barely survived the last war. The Thalmor don't intend to lose the next one. If they had their way, you do nothing but sit up on their mountain with them and talk to the sky or whatever it is they do. The Greybeards are so afraid of power that they won't use it. Think about it. Have they tried to stop the Civil War or done anything about Alduin? No. And they're afraid of you, of your power. Trust me, there is no need to be afraid. Think of Tiber Septim. Do you think he'd have founded the Empire if he'd listened to the Greybeards? Exactly. Nobody even remembers our name these days. We used to be known across Tamriel as the protectors of the Septim Emperors. Those days are long gone, though. But we never found one, until now. For the last 200 years, we've been searching for the next Dragonborn to guide and guard, as we are sworn to do. This one's mine. The Thalmor happened. They've been hunting down every blade they can find for the past 30 years. Thanks to the White Gold Concordat, they've been able to operate throughout the Empire with impunity. Mind your own business. We've got nothing to talk about. Leave me alone. The Great War. Only 30 years passed and already ancient history to most people. Seems to me like it just ended. It's never really ended for me. But to answer your question, the White Gold Concordat was the fancy name they put on the peace treaty between the Empire and the Thalmor. It ended the war and saved the Empire to fight another day. Also trampled on the sacred name of Talos, and gave the Thalmor free rein to stamp out Talos worship throughout the Empire. Dragons are coming back, and you're a born dragon slayer. That's all you need to know right now. The Blades have always guarded and guided the Dragonborn, but we'd forgotten why. Now our purpose is clear. I'm all that's left of the Blades, and you're the Dragonborn. Together, we're going to stop these dragons if we have to put every last one of them back in the ground. Part of the cost of peace. Emperor Titus Mede saved his empire at a very high price, a price that included the Blades. The Nords didn't like the peace treaty much either. 30 years later, the Empire ends up with the Stormcloak Rebellion on its hands. No doubt exactly as the Thalmor intended. They're the rulers of the Aldmeri Dominion, what used to be the imperial provinces of Somerset Isle and Valenwood. The Thalmor take the arrogance of high elves to the extreme. They believe they are the rightful rulers of all of Tamriel. For a century or more, the Thalmor had been picking away at the Empire. Valenwood was the first, then the province of Elsewhere. But even the Blades didn't see the Great War coming. We underestimated the Thalmor, and they destroyed us. They're the high elves that rule the Aldmeri Dominion, sworn enemies of the Empire and everything it stands for. 30 years ago, they invaded the Empire and came close to destroying it. They smashed the Blades in the process. Since then, they've been working to weaken the Empire any way they can. We hurt them in the past, and they have long memories. They believed that if and when we found a Dragonborn, we would need to protect her against the Thalmor. When I was young, our leaders became obsessed with the Thalmor threat. They believed that if and when we found a Dragonborn, we would need to protect him against the Thalmor. Turns out we fatally underestimated the Thalmor. They smashed us with ease during the Great War. I was one of the few who escaped. For a long time, all I cared about was staying alive and taking revenge on the Thalmor when I could. But then the dragons returned, and I remembered that the Blades used to be dragon slayers, and that we were sworn to protect the Dragonborn, the greatest dragon slayer of all. There's no simple answer to that. You want the long version or the short version? What do you need, Dragonborn? Running won't save you. Gotta be here somewhere. Nothing there. Strange. I must be getting jumpy. I was sure I heard something. I don't see him anymore. Stay alert. They may not have gone far. Gone. I don't like it. Good. I can use the practice. Here we go.
Look out! On guard! Bad move! This won't take long. Too slow. This is how it's done. Aha! I've got one.
Better make sure. I'm sure I heard something. Nothing yet.
There you are. Over here. Now you're mine.
Hold on. What was that? Did you hear that? I'm going to check that out.
Damn it! You'll have to do better than that. Not bad, but it won't save you. We've got to bring it down. Don't let it get too close. We've got to ground that bastard. Come on, this is our best chance. Attack while it's landed. Now it's my turn, you son of a bitch. For the blades! Let's get this over with. Come on, what are you waiting for? You're not afraid of me, are you? Lorcan's eyes, you're an ugly one, aren't you? Remember Cloud Ruler Temple! Did you think the blades had been destroyed? Now it's your turn, Thalmor bitch. The blades will never be defeated, Thalmor dog. I could use a hand here. I'm not afraid of you.
Must still be here somewhere.
Don't let your guard down. Where'd you go? You think running will save you?
What is it? Do you need something?
Oh, damn it! Be careful. The Forsworn are just as dangerous as they look. The roads just aren't safe these days. I don't have time for this. Where do they keep coming from? Watch out! Wolves! Should have picked somebody else for your dinner. If that's the way you want it. That takes care of that. I can always use the practice. That's how it's done. I was just getting warmed up. Another one for the blades.
Time is running, Farengar, don't forget. This isn't some theoretical question. Dragons have come back. Good. I'm glad you're making progress. My employers are anxious to have some tangible answers. You have a visitor. Just send me a copy when you've deciphered it. You went into Bleak Falls Barrow and got that? Nice work. This is a notorious bandit hideout, but it's also the shortest way to Kynesgrove, so we may have to kill a few bandits. We'll cross the White River and follow it to Windhelm, then we can swing south to Kynesgrove. There's an inn at Kynesgrove, the Braidwood. I hear they serve a nice dark ale. Nothing on the Sleeping Giant, of course. This is Kynesgrove. Not much to look at. The innkeeper ought to be able to tell us if there's any dragon mound nearby. This is Kynesgrove. Not much to look at. Let's see if we can find that dragon mound. No need to bother with giants right now. Just keep your distance. I'm glad you were willing to trust me. I know it probably wasn't the best way to introduce myself, but old habits, you know. Not too much farther now. Kynesgrove is just down the road to the southeast of here. Stay under cover. This is what we came for. We need to see what happens. Steady. Let's see what it does.
Kill the damn dragon, unless you have a better idea.
Gods above, look at that. Come on, we need to find out what's happening up there. I think you're looking for this. Surprised? I guess I'm getting pretty good at my harmless innkeeper act. You can't be too careful. Thalmor spies are everywhere. I hope you're just playing dumb. I'm the one who left the note in Ustengrav. Good. The whole point of being in hiding is to appear to be someone you're not. I hope so, but you'll forgive me if I don't assume that something's true just because the Greybeards say so. I just handed you the horn of Jurgen Windcaller. Does that make me Dragonborn too? It was the only way I could make sure it wasn't a Thalmor trap. And now you have it. No harm done. I knew the Greybeards would send you for the horn if they thought you were Dragonborn. Taking it was the only way I could be sure this wasn't a Thalmor trap. You're wrong. It is my business. You may be the only one that can stop these dragons. But you'll understand that soon enough. This is no time to play the reluctant hero. You either are or aren't Dragonborn. But I'll see for myself soon enough. Good, and you'll have a chance to prove it to me soon enough. I can't wait around for you to make up your mind. I'll meet you at Kynesgrove. Don't waste time getting there. I need to get into my traveling gear. Give me a minute and I'll be ready. Good. Good. Now we won't have to spend time searching for it. We should get moving. There's no time to waste. Can you do it? Can you devour a dragon's soul? Yes. A map of ancient dragon burial sites. I've looked at which ones are now empty. The pattern is pretty clear. It seems to be spreading from the southeast, starting in the Gerals near Riften. The one near Kinesgrove is next, if the pattern holds. You should know. You got the map for me from Bleak Falls Barrow. Like I said in my note, I've heard that you might be Dragonborn. But I had to know if the rumors about you were true. I'll explain what I want when I want. Got it? You'd already be dead if I didn't like the look of you when you walked in here. Dragons aren't just coming back. They're coming back to life. They weren't gone somewhere for all these years. They were dead, killed off centuries ago by my predecessors. Now something's happening to bring them back to life, and I need you to help me stop it. If you don't trust me, you were a fool to walk in here in the first place. You ready to hear me out? A few years ago, I said almost the same thing to a colleague of mine. Well, it turned out he was right and I was wrong. Something's happening to bring the dragons back to life, and I need you to help me stop it. I know they are. I visited their ancient burial mounds and found them empty. And I figured out where the next one will come back to life. We're going to go there, and you're going to kill that dragon. If we succeed, I'll tell you anything you want to know. Close the door, then we can talk. Not here. Follow me. So you're the Dragonborn I've been hearing so much about. The Greybeards seem to think you're the Dragonborn. I hope they're right. Yes, we're very old enemies. And if my suspicions are correct, they might have something to do with the dragons returning. But that isn't important right now. What is important is that you might be Dragonborn. The Thalmor. We're very old enemies. And if my suspicions are correct, they might have something to do with the dragons returning. But that isn't important right now. What is important is that you might be Dragonborn. I knew the Greybeards would send you there if they thought you were Dragonborn. They're nothing if not predictable. When you showed up here, I knew you were the one the Greybeards sent, and not some Thalmor plant. Why didn't you say so earlier? At least now we don't have to waste time searching the area. We should get moving. There's no time to waste. That mound you remembered sounds like what we're looking for. East of Kinesgrove, right? I don't know exactly. We need to find the ancient burial mound. Let's ask around town. Oh, you wanted the attic room. Why didn't you say so the first time? The thing is, we don't actually have an attic room. But I think I know what you mean. Go ahead and make yourself at home. Next to the door, the room on the left. Attic room, eh? Well, we don't have an attic room, but you can have the one on the left. Make yourself at home. Now we can talk. Close the door. Come on, close the door. You're not afraid of me, are you? Just close the door, will you? Follow me. I didn't go to all this trouble on a whim. I needed to make sure it wasn't a Thalmor trap. You should know. You got the map for me. The Dragonstone you got for Farengar, remember? You'll be back. If you're really Dragonborn, this is your destiny. I am not your enemy. I already gave you the horn. I'm actually trying to help you. I just need you to hear me out. I'm part of a group that's been looking for you. Well, someone like you, for a very long time. If you really are Dragonborn, that is. Before I tell you any more, I need to make sure I can trust you. Kinesgrove. There's an ancient dragon burial near there. If we can get there before it happens, maybe we'll learn how to stop it. Lorcan's eyes! Look at that big bastard! Keep your head down. Let's see what it does. I'll be damned. You did it! That was well done. Come on. I've been wanting a closer look at one of these buggers. This is worse than I thought. If my analysis is correct, the dragon buried near Kinesgrove will be the next to come back to life. We need to find that burial mound before its dragon comes back to life. Come on, let's go see if there's a mythical dragon buried up there. We need to find the burial mound. Let's ask in the inn. So you really are... Steady. I don't know what's happening. Let's watch and wait. Wait, something's happening. God's above! Look around. See if you see anything unusual. Any sign of the mound being disturbed. Anything. So you were paying attention. I arranged to have Farengar recover the Dragonstone for me. It's what I do. I make things happen from behind the scenes. After all, here you are. Orgnar,
I'm traveling. You've got the inn till I get back.
It's true, isn't it? You really are Dragonborn. We remember what most don't, that the Dragonborn is the ultimate dragon slayer. You're the only one that can kill a dragon permanently by devouring its soul. The Dragonstone was a map of ancient dragon burial sites. I've looked at which ones are now empty. The pattern is pretty clear. It seems to be spreading from the southeast, down in the Gerals near Riften. The one at Kynesgrove is next, if the pattern holds. Kynesgrove is this way. We can travel together or split up and meet there. Your choice. That's better. Let's get on the road to Kynesgrove. We need to talk. Come on, hurry. We might be too late. Wait, something's wrong. Take that thing down! I shouldn't let you walk out of here knowing what you know. But I guess even my paranoia has its limits. You know where to find me when you change your mind. Because you will. You have to. We've got to bring it down! Don't let it get too close! We've got to ground that bastard! Come on, this is our best chance! Now it's my turn, you son of a bitch! For the blades! Attack while it's landed! I hope you're Dragonborn, I really do. But we'll find out soon enough. We may both end up dead, but at least it gets me out of Riverwood. I don't really think I'm cut out for the quiet life. I doubt the Thalmor are aware of you yet, so we should be safe from them at least. Remember, we're not looking for trouble. We need to get to Kynesgrove as fast as we can. Keep a sharp lookout. We can't afford any delays. We better keep moving. Better to stick together. I don't want you to get yourself killed before we even get there. There's no time to waste. Let's go. Let's get going. Come on, we've got to get to Kynesgrove. We'd better keep moving. Don't worry, it will all be waiting for you when you get back. Just make sure you get back out of there alive with the information we need. Good luck. This is no time for cold feet. I've put everything in your hands here. Not least Malborn's life. Now do whatever it is you need to do, and let's get going before we miss our chance. You can't go to a party at the Thalmor embassy dressed like that. Have you given Malborn the gear you want to smuggle into the embassy? When you're ready, I'll keep the rest of your gear safe until you get back. You'll only have what Malborn smuggled in for you, plus whatever you can pick up inside. Nothing solid, yet. But my gut tells me it can't be anybody else. And now the dragons are attacking everywhere, indiscriminately. Skyrim is weakened. The Empire is weakened. The Empire had captured Ulfric. The war was basically over. Then a dragon attacks, Ulfric escapes, and the war is back on. Who else gains from that but the Thalmor? Before the Great War, the Blades helped the Empire against the Thalmor. Our Grand Master saw them as the greatest threat to Tamriel. At the time, that was true. Maybe it still is. So we fought them in the shadows, all across Tamriel. We thought we were more than a match for them. We were wrong. If we could get into the Thalmor embassy, it's the center of their operations in Skyrim. Problem is that place is locked up tighter than a miser's purse. They could teach me a few things about paranoia. I'm not sure yet. I have a few ideas, but I'll need some time to pull things together. Meet me back in Riverwood. If I'm not back when you get there, wait for me. I shouldn't be long. Keep an eye on the sky. This is only going to get worse. We need to find out if the Thalmor are behind the dragons coming back. We need to get into the Thalmor embassy somehow. I'm one of the last members of the Blades. A very long time ago, the Blades were dragon slayers, and we served the Dragonborn, the greatest dragon slayer. For the last 200 years since the last Dragonborn emperor, the Blades have been searching for a purpose. Now that dragons are coming back, our purpose is clear again. We need to stop them. Not a damn thing. I was just as surprised as you to find that big black dragon here. Really? Where? Interesting. Same dragon. Damn it, we're blundering around in the dark here. We need to figure out who's behind it all. The first thing we need to do is figure out who's behind the dragons. The Thalmor are our best lead. If they aren't involved, they'll know who is. Go ahead. Whatever you want to know. Nothing held back. Sounds good. Be careful. That's when the fun starts. You'll have to slip away from the party without raising the alarm. Then you'll need to find Elenwen's office and search her files. Malborn should be able to point you in the right direction. Let me handle that. You'll have a real invitation, don't worry. As long as you can act the part of a Thalmor toady, you'll get past the guards. What? Something you're still confused about? Not here, downstairs. Don't worry about Malborn. He's not a dangerous character like you. But he hates the Thalmor at least as much as I do. He's a wood elf. The Thalmor wiped out his family back in Valenwood during one of their purges that we never hear about. Luckily they don't know who he really is, or he wouldn't be serving drinks at the ambassadors' parties. So that's your plan, huh? Even if you could survive, by the time you got inside, whatever documents they had would be long gone. We're there for information, remember? Trust me, I've been doing this for a long time. My way is better. I've been doing this a long time, remember? While the Thalmor have been looking for me, I've been watching them. That would be a bad idea. I'd be too likely to attract the wrong kind of attention. But they don't know you at all yet. I can get you into one of those parties. Once you're inside the embassy, you can get away and find Elenwen's secret files. I have a contact inside the embassy. He's not up for this kind of high-risk mission, but he can help you. His name is Malborn. Wood elf. Plenty of reason to hate the Thalmor. You can trust him. I'll get word for him to meet you in Solitude at the Winking Skeever. You know it? While you're doing that, I'll work on getting you an invitation to Elenwen's little party. Meet me at the Solitude stables after you've arranged things with Malborn. Any questions? The Thalmor ambassador, Elenwen, regularly throws parties where the rich and connected cozy up to the Thalmor. I owe you some answers, don't I? You need to meet with him and give him whatever you think you can't live without while you're inside the embassy. The Thalmor are paranoid and thorough. You won't get in the front door with anything but the clothes on your back. But the only way you're going to get past the guards is if they really believe you're an invited guest. Which means you need to look the part and not be armed to the teeth. Here, put this on. Good. I have your invitation to the party. Ironic, right? The old enemies assume that every calamity must be a plot by the other side. Even so, we've got to find Esbern before they do. He'll know how to stop the dragons if anybody does. Do they know where he is? Riften, eh? Probably down in the Ratway, then. It's where I'd go. You'd better get to Riften. Ask around the Ragged Flagon in the Ratway. It's at least a good starting point. You'd better get to Riften. Talk to Brynjolf. He's well-connected. A good starting point, at least. Oh, and when you find Esbern, if you think I'm paranoid, you may have some trouble getting him to trust you. Just ask him where he was on the 30th of Frostfall. You'll know what it means. Esbern was one of the Blade's archivists, back before the Thalmor smashed us during the Great War. You mean aside from wanting to kill every Blade they can lay their hands on? He knew everything about the ancient dragon lore of the Blades. Obsessed with it, really. Nobody paid much attention back then. I guess he wasn't as crazy as we all thought. Really? That seems hard to believe. You're sure about that? You're right. I was sure it must have been them. If not the Thalmor, who? Or what? Did you learn anything useful?
Esbern? He's alive? I thought the Thalmor must have got him years ago. That crazy old man. Figures the Thalmor would be on his trail, though, if they were trying to find out what's going on with the dragons. I don't think you were followed. Come on, I have a plan. I figured out how we're going to get you into the Thalmor embassy.
I'll see you back in Riverwood. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be meeting Malborn in Solitude. Not here. I told you to meet me in Riverwood.
I guess that will have to do. You should pass for a real guest, at least until you open your mouth. Ready to board the carriage to the embassy? You made it out alive, at least. Your gear's safe in my room, as promised.
So what are you doing here? Lorcan's eyes! You can't let the Thalmor get to him first! Get back to Riften! Did you tell him you were Dragonborn? I didn't think so. Lorcan's eyes, do I have to do everything myself? Get back to Riften before the Thalmor find him. Have you ever heard of such a thing? A shout that can knock a dragon out of the sky? Have you ever heard of a shout that can knock a dragon out of the sky? Let's go see if Esbern's right about Alduin's wall. After you, Dragonborn. We can meet you there, or all travel together. Your call. I know the area of the reach that Esbern's talking about, near what's now known as Karthspire, in the Karth River Canyon. You're probably right. I was hoping to avoid having to involve them in this, but it seems we have no choice. I was afraid you were going to say that. I guess there's nothing for it. We'll have to ask the Greybeards for help. I hope to avoid involving them in this, but we have no other choice. Only if you don't know how to use it. All the great heroes have had to learn to use their power. Those that shrank from their destiny. Well, you've never heard of them, have you? And there are the villains, those that misused their power. There's always a choice, and there's always a risk. But if you live in fear of what might go wrong, you'll end up doing nothing. Like the Greybeards up on their mountain. Good. The Greybeards can teach you a lot, but don't let them turn you away from your destiny. You're Dragonborn, and you're the only one who can stop Alduin. Don't forget it.
What? You left him on his own? With the Thalmor after him? Go make sure he's safe, and bring him here! Mara's mercy, then he's safe. Come on, we have a lot to discuss.
Really? He's safe? Where is he? From Riverwood? The road south through Falkreath is the most direct route. Or you could catch the carriage from Whiterun to Markarth and then approach from the west. Either way, the Reach is wild country these days. The Forsworn are everywhere. Best be careful. Always. Let's go see if we can find this Skyhaven temple. We'll meet you there. Be careful. That part of the Reach is rough country these days. Your call. Might be safer to travel separately. Attract less attention that way. Don't worry, I'll get Esbern there in one piece. We'll wait for you near Karthspire. Good luck.
That's done it. Look, it's coming to life. You did it. There's the entrance. After you, Dragonborn. You should have the honor of being the first to set foot in Skyhaven Temple. Esbern's probably right. Try using your blood on the carved seal on the floor. If you need help drawing some blood, let me know. Try dripping blood onto the carving on the floor. So we're looking for a shout then. Damn it. Esbern, we need information, not a lecture on art history. So does it show how they defeated him? Isn't that why we're here?
Orgnar, hold down the bar for a minute, will you? This way. Esbern, what are you getting at?
Esbern, what?
Well, then. You made it safe and sound. Good. Come on, I have a place we can talk. Let's pretend we haven't. What's Alduin's Wall, and what does it have to do with stopping the dragons? Now then. I assume you know about... Do you know what he's talking about? It's good to see you too, Esbern. It's been too long, old friend. Too long.
We're here for Alduin's Wall, right, Esbern? Well, I'm gonna look around some more. See what the old blades left for us. Right. Good thing they've already let you into their little cult. Not likely they'd help Esbern or me if we came calling. We'll look around Skyhaven Temple and see what else the old blades might have left for us. It's a better hideout than I could have hoped for. Talos guard you.
Let's see what Esbern has to say.
Esbern's right. Look like pressure plates. Why are you stopping? Esbern, look out! These pillars must have something to do with it. We've got to get this bridge down. Look safe now. Let's move. Whatever you did, it worked. Let's see what those old blades left in our way. This looks promising. Orgnar, this is it. The inn is yours. I'm probably never coming back here. You mean they used a shout to defeat Alduin? You're sure?
It's starting to look like Esbern was right. Skyhaven Temple it is, then. I knew you'd have something for us, Esbern.
Take care of yourself, Orgnar. Goodbye.
So you think that Alduin's Wall will tell us how to defeat Alduin?
This looks promising. Akaviri stonework, I think. Reminds me a bit of Cloud Ruler Temple. I think we're getting close. Let's keep moving. Lead on to Skyhaven Temple. We'll meet up near Karthspire. Let's keep moving. Let's get this door open and see what we've got. Alduin isn't getting any weaker while we stand around here gawping at the architecture.
An Elder Scroll. That's not going to be easy to come by. Esbern's your man for that kind of thing. He may be able to at least point you in the right direction. Were the Greybeards any help? Did they know anything about the shout used against Alduin? Ask Esbern. If he doesn't know himself, he'll know where to find it out. Esbern should be able to help. He spent his whole life poring over every old book he could find about dragons and that prophecy. He's been digging around the records the Blades left here, too. But we can talk about that later. What's happened? Did you find a way to learn the Dragon Wren shout? We should get started. Alduin is only getting stronger. What are we waiting for? We should get started.
He is with me. And I advise you both to listen to what he has to say before you do anything rash. We have as much right to be at this council as all of you. More, actually, since we were the ones that put the Dragonborn on this path. So, Arngeir, is it? You know why we're here. Are you going to let us in or not? She did what had to be done. It was long overdue. My only regret is that I wasn't able to kill him myself. He did what had to be done. It was long overdue. My only regret is that I wasn't able to kill him myself. For now, the Blade's memory is long, as you know. If it were up to you, the Dragonborn would sit dreaming on this mountain doing nothing.
We heard the news from Whiterun that you left the city on the back of a dragon. That's a little showy, even for you. Since you're still alive, I assume you have good news to report. Gods above, that's better news than I had hoped. When you walked into my inn that day, I never imagined where it would all lead. Dragons out of legend, Sovngarde.
There's still the matter of Paarthurnax. I'm not ungrateful for what you've done. Esbern speaks for both of us. But our oath as Blades binds us. Paarthurnax must die. There's no excuse now that Alduin is dead.
My oath binds me, Dragonborn. Until Paarthurnax is dead, you aren't welcome here. Do the right thing. Paarthurnax deserves to die. We have nothing to talk about until Paarthurnax is dead. I knew we could count on you. Glad to have you back on our side. Here's the big picture. He helped Alduin enslave our ancestors. He may have betrayed Alduin in the end, but that makes him worse, not better. We can't afford to give Paarthurnax the opportunity to betray us in turn and return to his old master. He needs to die. He deserves to die. And it falls to you to kill him. Until he's dead. Well, I'm sorry, but we would dishonor our oaths as Blades if we continued to help you. That's fine. We needed his help. Now we don't. And it's long past time for him to pay for his crimes. And he's not just any dragon. He was the right hand of Alduin. He committed atrocities so infamous they are still remembered thousands of years later. There's one more thing. We know about Paarthurnax. Paarthurnax, the dragon that the Greybeards have been protecting for all these years. Have you decided to do the right thing, Dragonborn? Make your choice, Dragonborn. You're either with us or against us.